Hello, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to pre-market analysis on successful tradings for this Tuesday, October the 6th, 2020. It is currently 8:43 p.m. In Manila, 4:43 p.m. in Port Louis, 3:43 p.m. in Riyadh, 7:43 p.m. in Ho Chi Minh, 8:43 p.m. on Tuesday night, yes, in Singapore City, while our shout out today shall go to people watching us from the beautiful Quebec and more precisely, let's say, Montréal and Gatineau. Yes, bonjour à vous les amis, vous nous suivez, depuis le Canada. On sait que nous avons beaucoup de gens qui visitent notre site de ces contrées. We have been trying to add French content to the site, so more to come into that into the near future. In the meantime, let's focus with the task at hand. We see in the live channel the regulars, Mr. B, good morning, sir. Miss Dora, good morning. Mrs. Goita from Douala saying hello, Telex. Hello to you, Mrs. Goita. Hopefully school with the kids is going just fine. I will find out more about that later. Mr. Beto is back with us, folks. So yeah, we have missed you, sir. Glad to have you. Miss Michelle, glad to have you this morning. I didn't have time to reply on your comment. I think you reply on the comment preparing for the winter. It's only October, man. Actually, here, well, I wouldn't mention that. It was quite hot yesterday here in Southern California to the point where like October and yeah. So, welcome everybody to pre-market analysis for this Tuesday, October the 6th. As usual, on the agenda today, we are going to take a look at the top view for the markets, what's happened yesterday, and on using SPY and QQQ. Then we are going to take a deep dive scrutiny into some movement in the pre-market, and I have done some research on here. I will share some of my observation. There are about 2 to 3 stocks that I would like to submit to you here this morning. So be ready for that in the second part of the show. I'm writing them down on here so that I do not forget. That's what's going on, folks. I have them in my brain. So because when I'm not looking at the camera, it's like, okay, what is this guy doing? He's talking. Well, I'm stalling at the same time, making sure that more people come in, right? We have had instances here where I just go straight and start in. And let's say by the time I'm done with that first topic, the number of viewers goes from, let's say, 10 or even sub 10 to 20. It's like, oh, okay, they are catching the train as it was moving. All right, very good. I have my 3 stocks that I want to talk about. So topic number 1. The overall view of the market. So let me, which screen I'm sharing. Hopefully I'm sharing the right screen. Not hopefully. I need to make sure that October, I do not go back to my bad habits, right? So the chart of SPY, it's what I am sharing right now, and that should be coming up on your screen as it is on my control screen. So along with that, I'm going to duplicate that trading view and bring a chart for QQQ as well. As we mentioned yesterday, the Qs, if this trend reversal it's taking place, the Qs, they are always behaving as leaders in either direction. So let's take a quick look here. So yesterday, SPY closed at 339.89. I don't know if you watched that the last 90 minutes or so. There was nothing. Actually, let's go to the 15-minute chart or 30-minute chart yesterday. Not quite. This is a 15-minute chart for SPY yesterday. So we gapped up, yeah. And this thing was always bullish. So SPY was always bullish. But notice that, let's say really from, again, folks, the trading clock, 11 Eastern, between 11 Eastern, so that will be 8 Pacific, exactly the candle where you see right now on my trading view chart because it's on Pacific time zone. Right? So from 8 Pacific or 11 Eastern to 2 exactly 2, folks. There was no movement. This is sideways action. And then this is something that I would like, I'm inviting. We have been talking about this as much as possible. Us as option traders, especially when we trade weekly options, our highest vulnerability is between the hours of 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. If you can incorporate this into your discipline in not having too much risk, too much exposure during these 3 hours. Yes, that's 3 hours, folks. Yeah, that's 3 hours. That half of the trading day. So what does this mean? Let's take a step back and think about this. This means that for half of the day in general, especially we see this mostly Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesday a little bit. By Thursday, the market has made its move. So, and again, this is not for all the stock, but for the majority of the stock. We are using an index on here to illustrate a point. Yeah, we need to understand that. So, these 3 hours window, they are not our friend. That's sideways action. So, if you are new to option price, they move for 2. They can move based on 2 key factors, right? The movement of the underlying stock, that's one. But more importantly, because the movement on the underlying stock, we do not control that. There's one given, and all the time is time. No pun intended. Yes, if time passes by and the stock doesn't move, or even with the stock not moving, the option price moves. Or it moves what? The price of the option decreases as time passes by. That's a fact. That's a fact. So when the 2 things are coupled, what 2 things? Stock not moving, meaning sideways action, as we are observing in this chart between, or as you will observe. I invite you to analyze this for, let's say, your stock yesterday. So spend 30 minutes today. Yeah, actually spend 30 minutes today if you have time. When? During those 3 hours between 11 Eastern and 2, because nothing will be happening most of the time. So you will have free time to just say, and go the day yesterday. And if you really have time, go back and go do back testing. I know a lot of you have been telling me you use TD Ameritrade. You have the ability to do back testing on an hourly. So yes, draw. See the drawdown. Drawdown means that your account is depreciating, right? The drawdown that happened consistently almost every day, but mostly really at the beginning of the week, because options are more expensive. Weekly options are more expensive Monday, Tuesday. So we see a huge drop down in the price between that's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we have a strategy for that, right? We're going to be talking about that. Yesterday, I took notes. So folks, trust me, I have been taking notes on here. So I have within our watch list for the subscribers, I have like 6 of them. There was not that much movement yesterday. Most of you, I shared that screen inside our Discord, right? And then I didn't share it because not much was happening. So meaning that we didn't have that many things to trade yesterday. That's what it means. So if in your mindset you were of the type that you need to be doing something, need to tell yourself discipline is really key. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 stocks within a watch list of about 12 stocks yesterday. That actually, look, folks, this is a nugget here. Both the the call contract and the put contract that's we suggested on Saturday, right? Both of them lost money, meaning both of them became cheaper. You know what that means. Let me repeat this calmly, right? We had 6 of them. We had 6 stocks on our watch list, on the subscriber watch list, for which yesterday, at the end of the day, both the calls and the put, they decrease in value. They decrease in value. I have examples on here that I'm going to be giving in the Discord. Like I have one that the calls and the put each decrease by more than 60%. My friend, that's fantastic, because today what I'm going to do, I'm going to just be checking those stocks again. Should they decrease both of them in the same time? I'm going to be setting myself for some some easy strong goal at the end of the day going into tomorrow for the rest of the week. Yeah, that's the strategy that we have to cover. So I've said enough on here. Hopefully the trading clock is something that most of you, if not all of us, we are fully aware as we trade weekly options. And well, what does that mean? Well, Telex, does that mean that, hey, at 11 o'clock I walk away from my computer? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that we need to be mindful of that, meaning to reduce our risk, as we don't expect to be opening position between 11 and 2 p.m. expecting them to make you money. No, more time they're going to do head fakes for the most part. The SPY was actually strong yesterday. I mean, a little dip on here, and then, but from, look what happened then. From 11:30, the last 90 minutes. So this tape should be your bread and butter in terms of how the market closed. It didn't do that on Friday. On Friday, this was nasty. These computers on Fridays, they were just toying with us. So that's that happened there. Could we see the same phenomenon on QQQ yesterday? Let's go to the 15 minutes. I think QQQ was strong yesterday. Yeah, I mean, this is similar. They trade similarly. Yeah, I mean, because you know the reason why. The top holdings inside of SPY of QQQ, they're the same top holding that dominate the market inside of SPY. So when we talk about the market is moving, yeah, well, a set of stocks are the one which that are driving the market, the so-called markets overall. And for us, remember, when we are talking about bearish setup, bullish setup, we're not talking about the market. We're talking about each stock individually. So QQQ patterns on here resemble exactly the one for SPY. So it hit a high here at 7:30 Pacific time, which will be 10:30. And then from that point on, sideways all the way before it jumped back. It started running back in the last 90 minutes. So meaning we have about 2 hours, 90-minute window from the beginning of the trading session and the last 90 minutes. If you want to set up yourself in such a manner, that's fine. But just be aware that, hey, you cannot leave your position unmanaged between 11 and 2 p.m. Either you take them off if you want to, or you do reduce your risk. That's the point of this first key point. So from a technical point of view on the daily chart for QQQ and SPY, let's see where we are right now. Okay, folks, the crossover of the EMA 8, the recent momentum, went above the EMA 20. Remember, on September the 10th, we were the other way. And I guess, have we bottomed? So here, some of you, if you are into technical analysis, you could be calling this a double bottom at 264. So are we now to resume an uptrend? The previous time we got stuck at 280, 280. So today, we are gapping down a little bit here by 1 point for QQQ this morning. It's anybody guess, folks. Over the last 7 days, it has been mostly sideways inside of a box. So a breakout above 282 or 284, it will be a signal for higher prices. For SPY, where are those values? So on the daily chart, again, that crossover between the EMA 8 and the EMA 20 is just about to happen. Yeah, let me zoom in to show you what we are talking about. We are talking about the yellow line. The yellow line is exponential moving average 8 period, meaning the average price of the stock over the last 8 days, comparing it to the average price of the stock over the last 20 days in green. So we have shared that when they say there's this crossover, the direction of the yellow line gives us the overall direction of that specific stock. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so that crossover is about to happen here. So for SPY, oh boy, this range that they have been in, 332 to about, let's say, 339 where they are. So SPY is about to open flat a little bit. So while 342 could be a high number that will take it above. The last time that it was above that was on September the 4th, over a month ago. So we were bearish on here, and then we are going through a reversal after going sideways almost all of last week. Okay, so let's just take a look back into here. We have newcomers that came in the chat. Hello, good morning, Mr. Wayne. How are you? So with that said, let's take a look at FinWiz. We know we have shown you before that, hey, in the pre-market here, you can use FinWiz to see activities, stock that are moving. I mean, to the question, how to make money trading option, one simple answer will be trade stock that are moving. And I'm going in the next section here, I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. Find stock that are moving. Preferably, find stock that are moving super fast. Yeah, hence for us, our setup with our watch list, remember our entrance criteria into a trade, right? we are watching the option price movement, and we are filtering by market percentage change. I need to show that instead of me talking about that, because maybe certain people who may not be with us, we can show them what we do here at Successful Trading. So I would like to share the Discord. Okay, so where is it? And then we will come back to this view here on Finways to trying to see a new strategy that we introduced to you recently. So could I go to the... Oh, I will need to pick something... no, TEDx updates. Okay, this is October 1st. This is what we're talking about, folks. This is a dashboard, if you will, of when do we enter a trade. So we have our stock, which we are trading for that specific week. We trade weekly option. I'm most likely going to confuse you about the date. So yeah, I mean, this here list, excuse me, list both the call and the puts for that specific stock. Meaning, when the stock start moving in either direction, whatever is green is which that we trade, and the highest the better. That's why it's always filtered by market change. This market change is in relation to the previous day. Yeah. So that's what I was saying, that yesterday for me, I recorded stock for here where both. This is not for this week, folks. Yeah, I'm purposely not showing for this week. So I'm recording a stock which had both the call and the put in the red, meaning that the stock actually didn't move that much, that in either direction. That's what I mean. That's how we translate the fact that, let's say, which example could we use here? So Microsoft here on this week, for instance, we're seeing that the calls, the 220 calls, they lost 31% compared to the previous day, and they were worth between 5 and 6 cents. And the puts, the 195 puts, they lost 50%. So I don't know which day of the week this was. October 1st. Oh yeah, this is great. So let's say in that case, I mean, trading those specific option may be a stretch, but they are cheap, right? So meaning, if Microsoft were to move in either direction, if you have that strangle in just one day, let's say they have lost respectively 30% and 50% of the value, and trading this cheaply. Should Microsoft made a move the following day, which was, I think, on a Friday, getting those options? So that's a strategy that for us, we want to be looking for. So we want to be setting up that strategy with some time left before expiration. So Tuesday is the earliest we can do that. Tuesday, the last 90 minutes, but definitely Wednesday is the prime day for us to identify those, especially if we have been tracking them, like I started on here, that on Monday, you have a decrease in the option price in both directions. On Tuesday, you have a decrease in the option price in both directions. Then definitely that make that stock a candidate for a good strangle in the last 90 minutes of Tuesday or Wednesday. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, please, this is something I can go over with you specifically through our coaching session. Yes, we do free coaching session here for our subscribers at Successful Trading. It's about educating the people and empowering them to take their trading to the next level. Oh, that sounds good. Telex, did you just did you just make that up? Or no, I've said that a few times. All right. So we teach new strategies on here. We teach strategies as much as traders will be willing to learn them. One such strategy is on here, again, in the pursuit of having more opportunity to make money trading option. It's, hey, using pre-market and looking at upgrade, downgrade, because those move the market. So this morning in here, in terms of upgrade, downgrades, I selected, what did I select? Finways is a free tool, right? I just came in here. I use the elite version, but I think you can do this even on the free version. Check it out if not. As usual, my friend, my aim is always that, hey, if I'm spending money in a tool, its value, it has to be giving me information or insight such that paying for the price of that tool become a non-issue. Yeah, because if, let's say, I find a consistent trade here on upgrade and downgrade, and I'm trading gangster trade on them, I know that just one trade can definitely pay for the monthly price of an advanced subscription to a platform. So today, what are we seeing on here? So according to this, optionable, for those who know, there are over 4,200 optionable stock in the New York Stock Exchange, right? So here, I just filter for today, the one with upgrades and the price above 15 cents. 15 cents. Oh, come on, Telex, you wish. $15. So if I go $10, let's say, do we get more? Yeah. Did we? In terms of price? No, we did not. So we still have 5. Yeah. So Rio Tinto, the Bank of Nova Scotia, Costco. Costco's getting an upgrade this morning and it's up 1% in pre-market. Yeah. And the volume is 11,000. So typically, we want to see a lot of volume. A lot of volume, it depends. That's where your familiarity with that stock will help you, right? So, but in absolutes, I've given, let's say, 30K, 30,000 shares volume, 50,000 above 30,000, above 50,000. So that doesn't mean that Costco here will not be actionable because it depends. It's all relative, right? So I don't know what the pre-market usually is on here. Pfizer, is that how to call this stock? FISV. I don't think I've traded it. And look at this, folks, why we love this too, right? I just hover over the stock. You can see its chart. Obviously, you know that if I click here, I can see the chart of all of those stocks all at once. You know I'm very big fan of that. Then you can see the ATR if you have done your setup properly. Now I'm seeing 2 ATRs. Okay, Telex, you're doing too much. So like the ATR on Pfizer is $3. Okay. If I want to trade it, we know there's a video on YouTube that's regenerated on how to find a strike price. So we have 4 days of trading left. So conservatively here, we can say, okay, maybe $10. Then currently it's trading at 102. You can use a 110 just as your strike price in that direction. And obviously you need to do the opposite direction. 10 points under will be something like $90, $92. And on the like. That's how you go about doing that. So then who else is on here? This other stock on here, Seaward Entertainment, is trading at $21. And the ATR for it is $1.14. You know, maybe you know, folks, why the reason why I don't like too small. Trust me, I like some small stock prices like $10 or something, and I'm gonna be getting to that very quickly, very shortly here in the next section when we are done with that. So Costco, Rio, BNS, the Bank of Nova Scotia. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that. So this is the setup they having upgrade here this morning. If you would like to take on into that strategy. Conversely, you can also go to downgrade and see that we have 3 of them which meet our criteria. Again, optionable over $10 and over 1 million shares of average volume in general. Why do we do that? It's for liquidity purposes. Yeah. So the Toronto Dominion or Nova Scotia is a Canadian stock as well. Okay. Or to Canada this morning, folks. Yeah, we started this show by greeting our folks in Montreal and Gatineau and all parts of Canada, by the way. But we just give a shout out to those particularly. So this morning here, there's a downgrade on TD. The Toronto Dominion Bank are here at trading at $47. You can see its ATR here are just shy of $1. Hasn't been moving that much recently. So you see, we say that one angle that you could use is a change of slope into the ATR movement. So I don't see it here on CD, so that will make it less attractive. I don't see it here on Cube either. So maybe I leave the downgrade alone. I don't see that many opportunity on there. If I go back to the upgrade, I'm trying to apply that on here. So let's say Costco. Yeah, Costco $6 has jumped recently, right? This one is flat at $1. Pfizer is flat, increasing a little bit at $1, meaning they're not moving that fast. But you get the gist, folks. So again, we are doing all of this to present you with opportunity to trade, because you know now, you should be well versed into trading anything, and it's anything that moves, that is, right? As in trading option. You have a set of strategies. So here is just a way of finding stocks that are moving. So, all right. Finding stocks that are moving, one way that we do that, we usually go inside of our Power E trade and look at the numbers regarding the pre-market. So we're going to take a look at that. That will help us transition into I think I have three stock in my mind that I would like to bring to your attention this morning. Okay, let's take a look at first the market view. Okay, QQQ is down 0.25%. Yeah, that's all 1 point thereabout. It was trading just yesterday at closing at 280.2 or thereabout. So the volume on QQ is 900,000 shares. The volume on SPY is 700,000 shares. Those numbers, if you are wondering, they are average, if you will. They're average. We have seen here, I wouldn't say when the market was really, really volatile in the mid of September, where we could see 2 million shares at this time on QQQ and SPY respectively. The one ETF that's moving on here, yeah, I want to bring our attention to IWM. Is it too early for me? Because IWM was one that we used to be friends with IWM, and then it went into a funk, for lack of a better word, where it hasn't moved that much. But recently, I'm seeing IWM. So today here, I'm going to be definitely watching it. It's trading bullishly, pre-market plus 0.74. That's a sign of strength relative to SPY and QQQ. That is very, very rare, folks. Yeah. So let's keep an eye on IWM. If let's say it goes to 160 of the like, definitely it's gonna be worth our attention. Maybe let's look at this chart before we depart on here. And as yesterday, the XOP, which is the oil and gas ETF, it's bullish. It's bullish. So and let more onto that. So I have a stock that I'm going to bring to our forefront that's within this industry and this sector. All right. So that's it for the ETF. If we go to our broader watch list, yeah, we have a broader watch list of stocks on here. You guys are familiar with that. So here you can set it up. You can set up your own. You can use this one. It's just a set of stocks in general to see things that are moving, and then you can add onto it as you will. In terms of volume, Apple 1.5 million shares, and Apple, which is part of QQQ, right? Apple is number 1 or number 2 on QQQ, depending on the day. That's a top position. It's between Apple and Microsoft. Yes. So Apple is retreating a little bit on here. Well, SPY is flat. I mean, minus 0.5 or Apple minus 0.52. All this is, let's say, for you and me, is really, hey, an opportunity depending on the direction if they want to be moving SPY this morning to get cheap option. Because yesterday, I can tell you that, yeah, I can say that, yeah, Apple was in that list. Remember the list I spoke about? Wink, wink, if you know what I'm talking about. Very quickly on here, a stock that has just been pretty much every single morning. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Have anybody do a quant analysis on NVDA gaps recently? This is just a Tuesday morning. NVIDIA's gapping by $10. Just there, I'm rounding it up, folks, but you get my point. It's almost a $600 stock. So 1% is $6 on NVIDIA. So they stock, and usually sometimes there's a news like in the past weeks, just they either an upgrade from an analyst or some type of news of collaboration. This company is just, I guess as of now, for those who are new to trading, for me, my first exposure to NVIDIA was May 14, 2016. And I will always remember the run that NVIDIA, because that stock was about $35, $36 going into those earnings, the second quarter earning. But I remember one episode of NVIDIA, the last trading day of 2016, the first time that NVIDIA closed above 100. If you can go to TradingView and use the replay button and look at what type of move NVIDIA was making that day, I guess that's where the phrase flying to the moon comes from, because the move that NVIDIA was making that day, that was, yeah, this shows my age. That was 5 years ago or so, but NVIDIA since then has just been like, wow. So this morning on here, yeah, NVIDIA is gapping again in pre-market with volume. With volume, that's the thing about it, right? So that's what we say, hey, we get involved in stock that are moving. So NVIDIA has been such stock. Another stock that has been moving since, let's say, Friday particularly because we traded it last week. There's another angle to, okay, for the subscribers, we trade something 1 week, it make a big move. The following week, because of the law of action and reaction, is not a bad idea. I haven't yet coded an AI box for it, but that's something that may be worth your while. And the stock that I want to bring to your attention on here this morning, it's Halliburton. Here's the chart of Halliburton, folks. Yeah, you can go and look at its daily, because when the market dipped on Thursday, it showed something. Yeah, and from Thursday it was trading as low as $10.65. Was it Thursday or Friday? No, Friday morning. Yeah. But then it closed all the way to 11.35, and I told you in the video, in the daily market recap video, that hey, I made money on both directions. First on the puts and on the calls, because I had set it up going into Friday as a strangle, right? Yeah, when I carry overnight position, I strangle them. I don't care how much money I'm making in one direction. That's something that you should be doing as well. And then yesterday, folks, it was bullish yesterday, so that movement is continuing. And this morning, this thing is gapping on here, meaning that imagine this stock. This is a $10 stock that was trading at $10.65. It may not be much for you to look at it to say, oh, to $12. No, but look at the percentage, because a $11 stock, a $1 move is over 9%. So that shows a reversal of momentum here. So from a chart perspective, and you can do your quant analysis, it has come to this type of level before and made a run. Yeah, so I want to bring Halliburton to your attention. A lot of stock in that industry, in the oil industry, they have that pattern. But I like Halliburton on here based on which that it has shown since last Friday. Definitely, the bulls are buying that. So it's opening at over $12 on here. Let's see if this thing, let's see by the end of the week, let's say if it goes to 12.5, close to 13. Yeah, we need to be paying attention to that. So we talk about NVDA, we talked about Halliburton. Last but not least, and in that case, I think I need to go back. I can tap that stock on here, but I'm not sure. I want to look at the chart because it's something that's I've been seeing for a while. It's flat in pre-market, so that's a good thing. I'm talking about Nike. There's something about that setup that got my attention. And because I've seen that before, it's another setup that I haven't created the box, an AI box for it, but I know it works because I've used it before. So let me show you by switching my screen. Yeah, Telex, we know that. Don't start talking about the chart if you're not on there yet. So I'm switching my screen. We are back on here onto TradingView, and what am I going to do? I'm going to take a look. First of all, let's quickly take a look at IWM, because we talked about it a little bit. Let's see. I haven't watched IWM in a long while. Okay, this is the daily chart of IWM, folks. Well, IWM, just from a technical point of view, remember how I showed you the chart of SPY and QQQ? They were about to do the crossover. IWM has already done the crossover. As a matter of fact, on the daily charts of IWM between Friday and yesterday, oh my goodness, it's moving fast. Yeah, this is the small cap. They have been, okay, this is in terms of recovery compared to the others, right? QQQ went back and posted a new high of the year, the 52-week high. This thing has been sluggish here forever. And then here it is right now over the last couple of days. It's about to attack the upper Bollinger. You know, I was saying here at Successful Trading, a stock attacking the upper Bollinger, we need to get involved because only two things can happen. Either it has a very strong momentum and that bullish momentum can continue, or will get rejected and come back to the moving average. So IWM going from 150 on Friday to trading at 157 yesterday and this morning at 158. Yeah, I'm a fool because I've been speaking ill of IWM for the longest of time. Because, my friend, since August, this is what has been going on IWM. But IWM, the Russell 2K, it really has been flying since September the 25th. Over 14 points, 10% gain on here. So meaning if you go to the option, I guarantee you, if you go to the option, look at, let's say, the October. I haven't traded them, folks. But remember, because I remember this trade. If for some of you who have been with us, you know what I'm talking about. If, let's say, you track the option chart of the October 2020, let's say 165 calls or 170 call, I guarantee you that at some point here, they may have been worth a few cents, and now they may be worth 20, 30 cents. Yes, that's our IWM trade. So meaning I'm going to get interested. I'm going to do some more research. I'm going to be bringing that to you. If there's a setup for us to gain out of here, hopefully this thing can get outside of this box at this range that it has been 160 to 140 something, and trying to set up a new high. The 52-week high for IWM is only 169. Only, should I say? I mean, definitely there's over the last 10 days here. Not even 10 days. Over the last 7 days, trading days here, IWM has been bullish because its reversal started much sooner than the other one. So that's that on there. So we did IWM. Last one on here, that's we wanted to come and take a look from, it's Nike. Okay, Nike gapped up after earnings on September 22nd. And yeah, our usual, on that gap up, let's say if you took, I remember this. I tried to trade it. What happened? Yeah, I think there was decent money on the puts. So what day was this? 23rd, 24th, 25th? Yeah. So if you were to do a gangster trade here, right? Over the next 3 days, how many points did you get? 130 to 122. 8 points. But then this is nothing. This is all sideways here. But look what's happening now. Friday, Monday. Green candles momentum. This is the first time we are having 2 consecutive green candles, folks. Yeah, and we cleared all of this. So here, my friend, I think conservatively we can trade for weekly 130 calls on Nike on here, or even if you want, you take a longer range to say that, hey, this trend now should make it that the momentum, the bullish momentum, after the post a high here above this candle, which was 130.38, it's going to expand. That's how I usually do. Here's that pattern here, right? So after that, it's going to expand a little bit. This stock is one of those stock $1 move per day or something. So, but incrementally over the course of a long period, you can see it. So, hey, if you want to consider the October 2020, in that case, you will have to do a little bit of analysis on here. Let's go on the weekly to pick a strike. Yeah, you see right now there's no room, but since we need to clear this high on here. So for me, instead of risking something on long term, I'll rather play it short term, week over week, and then my target here is going to be the high of this candle that was set 3 weeks ago. All right, folks. Wow. I feel like I've talked for a long time. Oh, Mr. Thomas got the 127 Nike call. So Mr. Thomas will be good to tell us how you ended up in that call, because I guarantee everybody I did not speak with Mr. Thomas about this. And it's not one of our alerts. So Mr. B, NVDA has resistance at 561, but if it's break that, it has room to go to 570. I agree, Mr. B. Mr. Beto, IWM 168.49 high overnight. Yep, something is happening with the Russell 2K, definitely. I'm hoping, folks, I'm hoping that you find value into this pre-market analysis. I know there are a lot of people who follow this broadcast as a playback. We see those numbers on here. So even though we only have, it's okay. I mean, we provide content. People are going to take advantage of that content at their own time, right? So we have more playback than live viewers. That's perfectly okay with us. It does not matter one way or the other. And we give appreciation to those who follow us watching the video in playback, depending on the schedule, and those who take the time to watch it concurrently live with us. We appreciate your time. We wish you a good trading session. It's Tuesday, folks, but the same patience. You know how we spell patience on this channel, right? P-A-Y. Yeah, P-A-Y, because P-A-Y is pay. So payday is usually Wednesday or Thursday around here. Sometimes we have paydays on Tuesday, meaning that the market's really moving. a lot. So let's see some of those setups that we talked about this morning, if they are going to materialize. Thank you for everything, and we appreciate your time. Oh, yeah, before we go, Mr. Thomas gave an explanation for his trade on Nike. He noticed some prints on it, and the chart was making higher high last Friday. That has been hitting some resistance at 128, so see how it moves today. All right, so folks, you see, if you know how to read a chart, which we teach you how to do here at Successful Trading, you know how to get into trades. As simple as that. So, as simple as that. All right. We wish you a great trading session, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.